Gentleman yields. The chair now recognizes the gentleman from New Jersey, Mr. Menendez.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Ranking Member, thank you for convening today's hearing. Thank you for coming here today. Though U.S. maritime ports were largely unaffected by last week's CrowdStrike outage, that event showed the swift and severe consequences of IT disruptions. Given the reliance of global supply on the efficient transportation of cargo through maritime ports, IT disruptions at ports, such as the Port of New York and New Jersey, would have a significant impact on the U.S. and world economy. It is imperative that we advance policies that will make our ports more resilient. In February 2024, the Coast Guard issued a notice proposing an update to its maritime security regulations by adding regulations specifically focused on establishing minimum cybersecurity requirements for U.S.-flagged vessels and ports. Admiral, please explain why the Coast Guard believes such a rule change is necessary.
Cyber and cybersecurity is as critical to our infrastructure resiliency and readiness as hardware and infrastructure. We've invested in our own cyber force expertise, and now the intent of the rulemaking is to ensure that we've got the right clarity around standards for vessels and facilities. We issued a notice of proposed rulemaking, opened a comment period. That comment period is now closed. We've had over 400 comments. We're listening to what was said and are working to work that rule forward so that it creates increased resiliency around cyber in our critical maritime port infrastructure.
And can you summarize sort of what your, generally what the feedback has been from those roughly 400 or so comments?
Yeah, I have not seen the comments, but they focus on just ensuring that it sets the right standard and fair playing field for mitigating risk in cyber across realm. Happy to work with the staff on details, but obviously 400 comments, so it's going to take us some time to work through them.
Yeah, I'm sure just it's also harmonizing, right? Because there's so many different operators from so many different regions, under so many different regulatory regimes, and ensuring that they understand sort of what this rule would mean for them as they operate in sort of multiple jurisdictions. But we'd love to work with you. I was actually just in a cybersecurity meeting with our cybersecurity subcommittee chair, Andrew Garbarino. So something that we would love to partner with you, given our port infrastructure in the district and our work on the cybersecurity subcommittee. I want to turn to workforce. You mentioned that modernizing the talent management system, which has remained unchanged for 75 years, is a top priority. Like many of my colleagues, I'm concerned that the workforce shortage will prevent the Coast Guard from effectively responding to a major event like a natural disaster. Before I get to my question, I do want to mention that you have a terrific First District military aide, Melanie Arroyo, who's a proud product of Bayonne, New Jersey. She is an all-star, and I am proud that she's a member of the Coast Guard, so I just want to give her a shout out. The mayor of Bayonne is extremely proud of her. We all are. But if the Coast Guard is required to respond to a large-scale emergency today, would it have the staffing and resources it needs to do so while maintaining its various mission capabilities, or would it have to scale back missions or make other changes?
So our role in crisis leadership and disaster response is one of the core strengths of the Coast Guard. And we remain always ready to respond in time of need, whether it is a hurricane or look no further than the response to the Francis Scott Key Bridge, which showcases the flexibility and nimbleness that we bring as a maritime organization, a military, a law enforcement agency, and we continue to view that as critical work that we provide to the American public and ensure that we stay nimble and responsive should that need arise again, or I should say when that need arises again.
I appreciate that. On May 14, 2024, the House passed my bill, H.R. 7702, as part of the Coast Guard Reauthorization Act of 2024. This legislation was introduced in response to the tragic vessel fire in Newark last July, which claimed the lives of two brave firefighters, August Augie Yakabau and Wayne Bear Bryant Jr., both Newark firefighters. To address the significant risk posed by vessel fires, What are the Coast Guard's current capabilities for coordinating with local firefighting units and other stakeholders to ensure effective response and prevention measures for vessel fires?
So our role in the ports and the communities is to bring all of the entities together, response entities and port facilities, to ensure that lines of authority and capabilities are well understood. That's done in New York through the Area Maritime Security Committee. And we continue to serve in a coordinating and a convening role to ensure that all entities with capacity and authority are able to talk to each other and understand before the response happens.
I appreciate that. I appreciate your work on all fronts. And thank you again for being here today. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Thank you.